the people. I've never been in a role where I've had where there was an imperative to spend time building relationships and building in reflective practice into our work and learning. And I think having the time and imperative to do that in Golden Key has meant that we have been able to get to know each other better, to learn more from people across the hierarchy. It's just made me value how much everyone brings.
I mean, firstly and foremostly, definitely the people and the relationships. I've worked alongside some really wise, impressive, passionate, committed, talented people, and it wouldn't have been what it has been without all of that stuff. So that's definitely at the very top of the list for me.
I think the thing that springs to mind for me the most is probably the culture of the team and the service coordinator team, which I'm situated inside. We have we I guess have created over many years quite a relaxed atmosphere, but one where you kind of feel safe to sort of ask lots of questions and be quite curious about the way the system works and a way like we're engaging with that and how other agencies are also engaging with that. I think that's also allowed for people to feel like they've got some autonomy over kind of pursuing different projects and kind of really getting stuck into some quite unique sort of areas of, I guess, the field of social care and working with people who experience severe multiple disadvantages. So yeah, people sort of got into their little niches, which is interesting. Yeah.
And I think also for me, it's kind of like relationships being at the heart of everything we do. And that's, you know, obviously with the client work, but it's also about with each other. It's like with all the partnership working, you know, all the systemic work, you know, relationship, it all comes back to like, you know, having strong relationships.
And being able to reflect also, I think, in lots of different ways. So I think we've all the way through, that's something, because I've been with the team for 2 years, and that's something that struck me that's so different to actually working in other teams, is just the kind of like commitment to reflective spaces and that learning that you spoke about, for sure.
The people, I would say 100%, that's what sticks out in my head. Everyone's got a primary goal, which is to make a difference for individuals with multiple disadvantage, and it's lovely that everybody works so passionately and works so hard to reach that goal individually and collectively.
I didn't think it was a sector I'd ever work in. I obviously knew about homelessness and just the general effect of the system, but learning deep down how affected people are by the system and how the system hasn't changed and the whole cyclical nature of it, that has definitely opened my eyes, and I have such a massive empathy towards people stuck in the cycle, stuck in the system.
I have never met a more interesting, socially conscious, thoughtful, proper deep thinking set of people than Golden Key. But it meant that I joined just as we went into first lockdown, really, and I got to see this phenomenally amazing team pull together over a number of very short weeks and basically make it so that anybody who wanted to, who was suffering from multiple disadvantages, who was vulnerable, could have a house and a home and a roof over their head working with hotels in Bristol.
Probably the people and the culture. There was definitely a hunger to do things differently, to try things, but also a culture of compassion, which, coming from a more corporate environment, is something that was quite new to me. And just that slightly rebellious streak as well, I guess. You know, it felt like Golden Key is just the people who are trying to do things differently and just quite willing to go that extra mile to do something to help someone.
I think, yeah, it's taking things from a different angle. What can we do to actually change matters, rather than just on this continuous cycle of just this is what services do, this is what we do with clients, this is what clients do with us. We're looking at how we can actually change the system, sometimes more radically than others.
I think because it's supposed to be a system change program, we've been given a lot of freedom, and I've been given a lot of freedom. So in the services that I've set up or been commissioned to work on, we've been able to work with the commissioners and sort of the partnership in developing things in the way that we wanted to, in the way that worked for our clients, instead of how historically things have been done.